I saw this video on YouTube a while back, a guy building a pedal drive out of PVC. This year, I've been on the lake more often enough to wonder if this pedal drive will benefit me out on the water. I played with the idea until I came up with this design based off of the still frames that I had from his videos and modifying it with the ideas of my own. I added a base to the frame, which in his design I didn't see any, and I added 4 paddles instead of 2. The names and definitions of the fittings may not be accurate, but here it goes. I counted 10 90-degree elbow sockets that I used, 12 T-sockets that were 1/2 inch, 2 3/4 to 1/2 inch T-sockets, 2 cross T fittings, and 2 union fittings, which if I were to make this drive again, I would move it on the outside of the T-sockets, which are in red. I ended up using about 6 5-foot 1/2 inch PVC pipes, but that will vary depending on your design and your measurements. I ended up settling for 8 cutting boards to use for the paddles, which I found at Walmart for 88 cents each. Here I'm picking up 2 1/2 inch PVC pipes, which if I knew I would have picked up 6 total. And also that's a 3/4 to 1/2 inch T fitting. So I got home and laid out all the parts, not knowing for sure what steps to take next.
Start it right now.
But I thought it would be a good idea to start with the pedal.
But you can customize it however yeah. More get right about that, see? How easy it is.
A couple notes about the Irvin pipe cutter.
Like that, and it needed to be
it did not cut straight. I ended up using the Husky PVC cutter, which I already had at the house but couldn't find. Here I'm twirling the PVC pipes, trying to get a picture of how the pedal mechanism should work. And I ended up cutting 2 foot-size pieces and 1 piece that was twice as long. So the middle part should be twice as long as the rest of the parts that you see here. So I have this much of the pieces fitted together, and here I'm trying to visualize the rest of the fittings. It took me a while to piece the fittings together because I didn't have a blueprint to work with, and all I had was just an unfinished sketch.
Like scissor. And I just pedal, Huck. Pedal for the glory.
Here I'm pretty happy with what I have so far, but I still couldn't visualize the next step, so I'm trying to work out the pedal mechanism. After I was happy with the measurements and fittings, I glued it down with PVC cement. I'm not sure what this mechanism is called, but I'll call it the swivel. It's the part where the paddles will spin freely. If you know what that definition is, you can leave it in the comments. Perhaps I will use the right terminology in future videos. But for now, I don't know how to Google it because I don't know what the definition is called. After cementing down the swivel mechanism, I measured out the base for the drive. With the measured pieces installed and a few successful pedals, I felt that it was ready to be cemented. Working with PVC cement glue is tricky. I found that it sets in 3 to 4 seconds. So if you had a part that needed to be straight, it was best to install it straight as possible and to tweak it as quick as you can. And working with PVC cement glue smelled pretty bad. The fumes and everything. The bottle says to work in a well ventilated area and have a organic grade mask. This was the part that I was worried about, the part where every other fittings were in place except for one fitting, but it turned out to be not much of a struggle and everything fitted perfectly. With the base glued down and the pedal drive feeling okay, I felt that it was alright to move on to the next step, which was the paddles. I was going for efficiency, so I figured 4 paddles are better than 2 and came up with the cross to a T-fitting, each holding its own paddle, and may reduce splashes on the rider in theory. With 2 paddles, it smacks the water too hard. With 4 paddles, it catches the water, slowing down the rotation, reducing splash, yet at the same time increasing speed. Here are 8 cutting boards that I picked up at Walmart for 88 cents that will be used as paddles. The pieces you see here will be used as the paddles handles. I fitted one of the ends with T-fittings to keep the paddles from rotating when going through the water. Working with PVC cement, I found it a lot cleaner to have the pipes angled down towards the bottle or the can when applying glue or the purple prepping liquid. And I'm not sure if having purple liquid on the cement brush is a good idea, but it was unavoidable. Perhaps if I had waited for the purple liquid to dry, it would lessen the purple to glue transfer. After drilling holes through each cutting board, I screwed it down to the handles with a screw. Hopefully, the T-fitting will keep the paddles from rotating while going through the water. With all the paddles made, it was time to move on to the next step, which was to attach the paddles to the cross fitting and the T-fittings.
I like to angle the PVC just a little bit like that so it could drip right back into the water. And give it a little knot right now, not too hard, just a little bit. Have another sign. Hey, no, we won't go. Hey, no, we won't go. Hey, no, we won't go.
I wanted the paddles to be facing flat side going in the water first, so I made sure that the paddles were opposite to each other. So now I'm cutting a small piece to attach the cross T paddles to the T fitted paddles. With the paddles installed, it started to look a little too big to fit in my Honda, so I plan to install union pieces on the rod that you see right now. The union piece would allow me to detach it from the pedal drive. And here is the pedal drive. Most of the pieces are glued together except for the paddles that connect to the pedal. The rod connecting from the paddles to the pedal seemed a little flimsy and may require an upgrade. I hope you enjoy this video. Let me know if you would use this out on the lake, or if you have any helpful tips or ideas that you would like to share with the rest of us. Leave it in the comments below. Hopefully I'll have this pedal drive in the water soon. Please like and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you next time.